Hey followers, this is your boy, Movie Maker Doug 55. Today, we have some incredible people with us on my channel. We have my coach and mentor, actor Andy McPhee. We also have Mrs. Hope Simon, who is interpreting our interview for our other guest, our pivotal guest, Mr. Jeff Dupree. Welcome, Jeff.
Hello,
Thanks,
hello. Thank you.
Hello, Hope. Thank you for attending and helping us sign for Jeff, who's deaf.
So, yeah.
Glad to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
No
And
problem.
Doug, just what we'll do too, like to let our viewers know, there will be a gap of space while Hope, signs to Jeff, and Jeff will sign back to Hope, and then Hope will. There will be a little bit of silence there. It might seem a bit awkward at the start, but that's how the process will go. So, yeah, welcome everybody. Welcome Hope. Welcome Jeff. I haven't seen you for a long time due to COVID. Your beautiful family, your wife and your boys, I miss them.
Yep, we're all here quarantined, gaining weight, long hair. So it'd be nice to be back to society again. It's good
For
to see
sure. All righty. So, Jeff, to tell you a little bit about myself, I'm an author and a YouTuber. I've written some good books, such as this one, From Green Flags to Blue Flags 2, The Amazing Comeback of an Autistic Spokesperson, which documents my history of depression and how I overcame it to come back on top. And I've also written a couple screenplays.
Keep going, Doug. It's okay.
Okay, just making sure. This one is Mose and the Great Escape, which is based on the biblical story of Moses. And this one is Ray Guns Chronos, War on Claudiusville, Part 1, The New Heroes. So
That's amazing. And I'll just let you know, Jeff, Doug's books, he's written about 8 books. He's dealt with, autism. Our mission for Doug, or our quote for Doug, and his life quote is, he has autism, but he's not autism. He is a young man up to big things in life, like yourself and the rest of our guests on this Relentless and Unstoppable series.
Congratulations on your success, Doug. Really, keep going. Keep writing.
One of my biggest accomplishments lately is interviewing the producer of The Prince of Egypt.
I'm a publisher. I've gotten some books, and so people say you can't do it, but you can do it. So it's nice to have that in your pocket, that you've shown that you can do it.
Yeah, and when I graduated from high school a few years back, I was told that I was the least likely to succeed in college, and now I'm only one course away from an associate's degree.
Yay, congratulations.
And you know what? The other thing with that too is that Doug's books recently got to about 300th bestseller on Amazon internationally for his autobiography on autism, and about 15th ranked in the UK. So like and the purpose of the series, Jeff, because I know you're just new to coming on here, is for people to hear stories of a huge variety of people, of, how they made choices in their life to get where they want to go. And not everybody's got, a physical or a hearing, issue like blind or vision impaired or deaf. It's just people who are dealing with life and refuse to be stuck somewhere. They want to create bigger things in life. So, your story will be as inspiring as, to those people who are dealing with being deaf. Or, I've been to events with you, which was incredible. That event I went with you to, where we had paraplegics there who are casting agents, who are actors working. It's just great to see people not giving up, mate, and just going forward.
Exactly. I fully subscribe to that theory. You know, it was wonderful experience when we went together to that event so that we could see people in all walks of life, you know, that, everybody has something they're dealing with, and, you know, somebody drew beautiful art. We do with what we can to understand we all are the same, just our learning process might be different. So it's really nice. It was nice. So congratulations. And I like where we're going with this. I like this idea to show that anybody can do it, and just show who you are, whether you're disabled, no matter your skin color. It's who you are. It doesn't matter those other things.
For sure.
So that's
that
nice.
Makes a lot of sense. And so I'm going to ask Jeff a list of questions about his career as a talent agent, and hopefully he has the answer for them.
Sure. I'll be happy to answer your questions. I'm ready. And you'll talk directly to me the exact same way you would talk to anybody on the phone. Same way, directly.
Okay, got it. So you're going to answer the questions on his behalf.
So you're going to talk to Jeff like you would talk to anybody. Ignore the interpreter. You'll talk directly. Don't ask him. Don't refer to me. Yeah. Jeff's answering his question. Jeff and you two are interviewing like you would anybody else.
Got it. Okay. I'm sort of new to this sign language thing.
That's okay.
All righty. So, Mr. Dupree, how did you get to where you are today?
Okay, so 10 years or so ago, I was majoring in photography, and I love photography, and I love art, and I love still pictures, but still pictures didn't really move. So it didn't fulfill my desires on that. So there was a huge protest in LA about deaf children having the right to have sign language. And there was other different protests going on, some protesting saying that deaf children should be taught only to speak and not have sign language. But if deaf children have the same access to language, they have the same milestones. Anyway, I was at this protest in LA, big protest on that. And that's, I lived there about 20 years ago after I graduated high school. But then I ended up moving over to Riverside, California, and I studied art and et cetera over in Riverside. And then I moved in Florida anyway. So I saw this protest in LA, and when I saw what was going on, it really inspired me. So when I went back home, I had just recently been married about 6 months prior to that. So I said, you know what? We're moving to LA. So we moved to LA, me and my new wife, and my son was starting to act at that time. And there was an agency in Beverly Hills that he would go to, and they had this big elevator, and me and my son, he was just a baby at the time, and I was signing to my son. Well, there was an agent, a skills agent there in the elevator, and was saying, oh, your baby's so cute. Have you ever thought about, him acting? And I said, oh, all right. So then that made me think, once I went back home, why not? Why not? Sure. So we packed everything up, and we moved to Los Angeles, me and my family at the time. My son did do some acting at that time, but I saw the challenges that he had faced, because my sons are deaf. 2 of my 3 sons are deaf, and me and my wife are deaf. So I saw the challenges he went through trying to sign with an agent, but it just seemed that they went, oh, he's deaf. So they didn't accept him. It was like something was wrong with him. And I saw that as what he was going through. So then at that point, I said, you know what? People with disabilities need to be represented exactly the same way as people without disabilities, and have no discrimination within that. So I wanted to think, how could that happen? be treated equally. So anyway, through the years, I really wanted to be an agent, but now I've gone through all the licensing, the business requirements, the paperwork, and everything, and I became a full-fledged agent, licensed agent. And I want my business to represent all people and show the world that everybody is equal.
That's amazing. And look, it's really just, I've met Phoenix. Now, I'm not quite sure, Jeff, where Phoenix fits in the age group with your other boys. Is he the youngest?
Okay, so I have actually 4 sons. My oldest one will be 13. He's deaf. My next son is Gaius Lee, and he is 7, just turned 7 last week. He's deaf. My third son is Phoenix Lee, and he's 6, and he's hearing. But we call him a CODA, which is a child of deaf adults. So means his parents are deaf, and but he's the only hearing one in the whole family.
Oh, wow.
And then I have Hollywood Lee, which is my baby, and he's deaf, and he is 4. Yeah, he's
Thanks.
4.
And
That's
I think Phoenix is the little boy that I was coaching there for acting. He is such a cool kid.
Yeah.
And like he's just amazing, like. And what was really good for me to really be connected with Jeff was communicating with Phoenix, and then there was times where Phoenix had to communicate with mum and dad via signing. So I just found it was just really interesting to be dealing with people who are deaf, but one of the sons isn't. So that whole communication was a whole different way of coaching, and it was fantastic. And what it's really done for me is I want to learn how to sign so that I have another skill in my world to be able to communicate. Because the reason why is when I go out with Jeff, he is really loud, even though he's deaf. He's loud.
Yeah, I must say that when
hang on,
right.
Hang on a minute.
I just wanted to add in regards to Phoenix, since he's a child of deaf adults, our whole family, my wife speaks a little bit, but, we have a deaf voice, So Phoenix is growing up with his first language being American Sign Language. But really, English is his second language because that his family, his parents are deaf. So, but English he hears. So he hears the music, he hears the English, and all the time. So he will be speech delayed because he doesn't. First of all, ASL is his first language. Second of all, he grew up around all deaf people using ASL. So he will be a little speech delayed, but he's in school in a program. And so, when he was with you, then he picks up your voice. And I'm sure you noticed his voice is a little bit different than other hearing children his age. So that as you're coaching him, that's probably going to be something that will come up. So.
Yeah,
and
it
plus,
was fantastic.
Phoenix benefits from being with you, and he really loves you. He's where's Andy? Is Andy coming? Where's Andy?
That's funny. Hey, I've got a question there. I know Doug's got a big question, but something came up for me. All the family is deaf. Now, this is really an ignorant question, and I don't want it to sound insulting.
That's okay.
Were the children born, were they born deaf? Was it through the mother and father, like the genes? That's something I don't understand.
So my whole family is deaf. I'm 6th generation deaf. So it's a genetic component that does happen. So it's hereditary. So my parents are deaf. Their parents were deaf. So, We
That's
had
incredible.
so because my whole family is deaf, I grew up with language, American Sign Language, but with language. So I was not behind in anything. And then, I've had so many different experiences in my life, and plus my family was able to pass down our family stories and, communication and everything else. So I don't think of me as being different or less. I'm the same as anyone else. I just can't hear. But because of having a full deaf family and having communication from the moment I'm born, just like a hearing child would have communication with a hearing family from the moment they're born, I didn't miss anything. I hit all the same milestones that anybody else would hit because I had that language from the beginning, because I came from an all deaf family.
Wow, that's
So,
incredible. I never knew that.
Yeah.
Never knew that.
yeah, so now, so in life, life is tough. But because of having that foundation, I was able to face my challenges in life and really succeed and go for things that a lot of people wouldn't. And that, I have an understanding and an empathy for people, but for people especially who didn't have my same experience, because most deaf people don't have that experience. They have hearing.
Wow, that's incredible. Doug, over to you. What an incredible story.
That is incredible. Like the moment you guys said some of the things that you went through with the talent agency, I was almost in awe like a few minutes ago. And that makes me look back on my high school period to an extent. There was a club in my senior year that, looking back, I wish I would have attended, which was the sign language club. I had an opportunity to learn sign language, but now I think I should pursue that.
Yeah, I agree with you, Doug. Great.
It's
Yeah, I
never
got
too late. Never too late, Doug.
never too late. And especially if I want to use Dupree Talent Agency down the road for my acting career. Know
Please
what I mean?
do. Yeah, please do. I would love to work with you.
Yeah, for sure. Because I'm hoping to be a background actor eventually.
Sure. Definitely go for it. Do whatever you feel comfortable that you want that matches your desires. You could be a feature actor, you could have a speaking
Yeah,
role, you could be a background actor. Again, the sky's the limit. I want to emphasize, that if you don't mind, let me just talk about a background actor really quick.
Go ahead.
So for deaf people with disabilities, for anybody, to start with doing the background acting first to get that experience. And, like a deaf person, I have to just walk on screen, and you don't have to, they don't know they're deaf, nothing. They just walk through the screen. They seem the same as anybody else. Now, a lot of times deaf actors are just straight off told no, instead of going, well, maybe they can do these roles, or maybe whichever. So they have to, I want people to be looked at as equal. So you said, remember my first time that I went to an agency, I was so excited, but I didn't know and I didn't understand how the agency worked. And you have to send a headshot and a letter, and I didn't know all of that. I was just excited, for my son. So the guy told me in the elevator, you should go to LA and get your son in the business. And I said, okay. And I came. So I made many mistakes in the beginning. I didn't tell him that I was deaf or anything. And so when I went in, they saw us signing and they thought like we were monsters. I saw one person said to another person, I lip read that they said that they were monsters. So we walked out. I don't want them to represent me or my family. So, that's one of the reasons I set up my own agency. There's no judgment in my agency for who you are, whichever. I don't just work with deaf people, anybody.
It's that
that's amazing.
just to add to that, I will say that sometimes you have to create your own things to be noticed, even in Hollywood.
And look,
Exactly. Unfortunately, that is very true.
Yeah, and look, it's you know, sort of getting back
I wish,
onto.
sorry. I wish people had an open mind and everybody would just say, you're a person, let's see what you can do, and not base it on abilities or disabilities or colored
Yeah,
experience.
that's really part of this whole series. The mission of this Relentless and Unstoppable is to just simply share. If you want to do something in life, you can. Like, we have one guy on here, Kit Dale, who's a friend of mine. He's in LA. He's originally from Australia. He's a 2 times world champion jiu-jitsu player, and he's only in his maybe 30s, I guess. But he told his dad when he was a teenager that, "Dad, I really want to be a world champion fighter." And his dad was saying, "Well, you know, it's probably better you get a good job." And he said, "No, I'm going to be a world champion." And he achieved that in record time, you know. And he still trains, he still fights, he's got a great online business. He's created the lifestyle he wants through him doing his jiu-jitsu. He sells fitness programs. Doug is actually on one of the diet plans that Kit Dale and his partner made up. So, you know, when you connect with groups, the world opens up when you have community.
For
Yep,
sure.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should get a hold of him. I'd love to meet him and talk with him.
Oh yeah, he's amazing. Like, we can arrange that. We'll talk about that later, Jeff. I'll actually hook you up with him, and you know, maybe we'll do another interview with you and Kid on here, just sharing stories. You know.
Yeah, that'd be great.
That would be
Well,
wonderful.
so Doug, if you could just finish up now, because we've sort of pretty much come close to time. If you got any other questions you'd like to ask Jeff, you know, maybe, you know, just what advice can he give to anybody of wanting to achieve their dreams, but they feel there's something holding them back and blocking them?
Yeah, I must ask, how have you overcome some of the struggles that you've been through to become a good talent agent?
Let me say, well, you know, when people, I don't know, I'm not sure, never take no for an answer, that kind of attitude. Don't let it defeat you. If you believe you can do it, you just keep going and just go over that. Just, you know, because a lot of people will think we're nothing and then we take it and we go on with that. But, you know, everyone has a mind. We have understandings. We have different experiences. We have different lives. So we can't understand somebody unless we actually walked in their shoes. So never never take a no. You know, never just take it as no. Just, it's proof that I need to do something more or what I can do to make it a yes. And you know, maybe you have a great heart and you have to believe in who you are and what you can do, because there'll be a lot of people who look at you differently, a lot of mean and ugly people. So never take no as a final answer. If somebody, you know, tells you no, then you keep going because someone else will tell you yes.
For sure, that's incredible. I have plans to come out to LA at some point in the next year. Maybe we should meet up and talk with each other.
Sure, I would love it. Let's have lunch.
Definitely. I would love to have lunch with you. And Andy could definitely be a part of it, maybe.
Hello. Sorry about that.
Looks like he and I are going to have lunch.
Andy probably it will be late night for him. Our lunch is his late night dinner.
Yeah, that's great.
Well, look, hey, that was awesome. Really, just so grateful for you, Hope, making this work so we could get Jeff on, and you know, for Doug's channel, we have to, you know, quit it now. We've run out of time, but we will definitely get back again, Doug, with Jeff, and hope at some stage down the track. And when things start getting, moving again in LA, and we'll reconnect again and see what's happening. And who knows, someone watching your channel may connect up with Jeff through wanting to be with the agency as an actor. So thanks, everybody. I really appreciate it. Over to you, Doug, to sign off.
Tell anybody to give me a call. I'm here and ready. You never know what the future holds for them. You know anybody. I'm starting my business back up in 2 weeks, and I want to thank Hope very much for being willing to volunteer and interpret for this for us.
Yeah.
No problem. So yeah, when this episode airs, I will definitely give a message on all my social media sites promoting the agency. I really believe in it.
That's great. Thanks, Doug.
No
Thank
problem.
you. I appreciate that, Doug. Really appreciate that. You guys all have a great day.
All righty. I want to thank everybody for participating on my channel. And whenever you have a chance, check out my latest screenplay, Ray Guns of Kronos, War on Claudiusville, Part 1, The New Heroes. And we'll see you next time on Being Relentless and Unstoppable.
You got it.